Hi Pisces, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com, and this is your monthly forecast for January 2013 and an annual overview as well. Pisces, we start this month with a planetary party that seems to be happening in your 11th house. We have Sun, we have Mercury, and we have Pluto that are going to be highlighting this part of your chart. Your 11th house focuses on aspirations, it focuses on common goals, it focuses on networking, it speaks about kindred spirits. It also speaks about collective dreams, goals, and desires. It also speaks importantly about friendships. We have Sun that is going to be giving you confidence. It's going to be giving you self validation, ratification in your personal goals, desires, what it is that you want for yourself, what is the direction forward. I think you're going to be starting the year in quite an upbeat mode. It speaks about kinship groups that you form outside your family. It speaks about, it could be professional groups as well. It speaks about clubs. It speaks about loose network of friends. It also speaks about professional associations. It could be hobby clubs as well. It could be your mobile club. It could be your cookery class or a knitting club. It could be your theater ensemble as well. So the start of the month sees you quite busy, or rather seeking out group activities, wanting to be a part of larger things, wanting a sense of belonging. And with the sun being there, sun is going to be lighting up this part of this chart. It's going to be making you feel quite upbeat as the month begins. It's going to be giving you its confidence. You're going to be quite positive, quite sure of what it is that you want out of life, your goals, your desires. Mercury is going to make you articulate quite well. Mercury is ruled by Gemini, and it's a witty, chatty Gemini, and you will be able to express yourself quite effectively, especially as far as your goals and desires and your dreams are concerned. Now, Pluto is a planet of truth and transformation, and Pluto is going to be making you look at certain friendships which have been not fair weather friendships, but have just sort of dissolved along the way. And you could be, even though some of you could be at that stage of your life where you will be thinking, oh, I'm too old to be making friends, or I can just never ever make new friends. I'm not a great person to be making friends. You will find strangely making some very nice new friends. And it also speaks about letting go of certain friendships which have long ceased to serve any kind of a purpose. Now, Venus is going to be coming along, and she's going to be adding her charm, and she's going to be giving you that extra edge to convince others about your ideas, your faith, your belief, and you're going to be quite irresistible at this point of time, Pisces. And the best time, again, for you as far as love is concerned, is between February 27th to March 20th. And this is a time where you will be socializing quite a bit, and you will also be seeking love. For those of you who are dating, this could deepen the bond. There could be a deeper understanding. And for those of you who are looking for a potential partner, it's a great time to be going out. Now, Mars is going to be activating your 12th house, and Mars is all about spirituality. It is behind the scenes, it's a place where you rest, it's a house of karma. It is a place where you serve, Pisces. So, when Mars enters into this part of your chart, it is asking you to give, it is asking you to take action. And if you are, of course, nothing bad is going to be happening if you do not do charity, but it benefits you greatly to be in a place which is also known as an emotional retreat as well. It speaks about emotional solitude, it speaks about getting away from the chatter, it speaks about resting the soul and nurturing the soul. So, good time, I would say, to be taking a nice quiet holiday. It's a great time to be maybe just reading by the pool, just taking long walks on the beach. Do some contemplation, what it is that you want out of life, how it is that you treat people. 12th house is also the house of karma. It is what you sow, it is what you will receive. And fortunately and unfortunately, karma does not necessarily come to us in another life. This is in this particular house where it is resting, it comes back quite quickly. So try not to be manipulative, try not to be underhand in your dealings with people, try not to consciously hurt people. Stay on the right side of the universe's law, and yeah, good will come, good things will happen to you. So try not to sort of tell yourself, I keep doing the right things, but nothing ever good happens to me. Mars will, however, challenge and frustrate you in October and November. So ensure that your aggression and your anger is there in control. You may say or do something which could be quite undoing. So be a bit watchful around that point of time. Also, Neptune is, yes, the lovely, your own planet Neptune is there in your transiting your first house. And Neptune takes about, it's a very slow moving planet. It takes about 14 long years to transit. So Neptune is there in your first house of your personal goals, your desires, your dreams, what it is that you want out of life. Where is it that you see yourself? And Neptune is a planet of inspiration. It is a planet of, it has a very dreamlike quality, and it is also a planet of imagination. So try not to, while it will inspire you, while you will be inspired to do a lot of things, and uh, you know, I think your goals and desires as to what it is that you want, you could idealize life quite a bit at this point of time, but try to stay a bit grounded. If you are in a certain life state wherein things are very painful for you, and you're sort of idolizing it, or you're just dreaming, you're just sort of wishing it away, it's things are not going to change. And like I said, Neptune has that quality, it has that dreamlike quality. It makes you fantasize, it makes you, escape. So you get away into your dreamland, and you don't do much. In fact, you don't do anything. So be watchful over there, and especially I would say, as far as your goals are concerned, be quite clear about it, stay focused over there. We have a very interesting square, that the Uranus and the Pluto square, that happens on the May 21st and the 1st of November. Now, Uranus is the astrology's wild boy. He's also known as the awakener. He has everything to do with independence, rebellion. It has to do with disruption, chaos. And anytime that Uranus moves into a part of your chart, he shakes up things quite a bit. And Uranus is moving into your second house, that has to do with your earned income. It is how it is that you earn your income. It is your investments, what it is that you think about money. It speaks about interesting ways as well, innovative ways to be earning money. Pisces, a lot of you are going to be realizing or have realized that money is not everything. So while yes, it is paying the bills, but it is not be all and end all. And I think this is quite a critical lesson for you. So Uranus coming over there into your second house of money, while it will make you look at your investments as to where it is that you stand financially, you're not going to be terribly worried about money per se. It's not going to be a cause of worry for you, because the way that you deal with money, the way that you feel about money, it does not stem from fear. For you, it has, I think most of you have reached that space where it's just an means to an end. You're not really the eternal hoarder as far as money is concerned. So I think that's a brilliant thing. Also, Pluto is there in your first house, and Pluto is the planet of truth and transformation. So he's going to be making you look at, the square is forming there, and it's going to be making you look at things that need to get changed about you, about yourself. It is your perceptions, your maybe the way that you look at relationships. Maybe there are certain preconceived conventional ways that you think that this is how it should be, that needs to get changed. Maybe you're very certain about how a business partnership should be moving, or how a business should be handled. Pluto is going to be telling you to be innovative. It is going to be asking you to look at the truth for what it is really is. Try not to get deluded. Like I said, be it a relationship, be it a business partnership, try not to get too caught up with the web and saying that, oh, it's quite all right, and this one is such a good friend, and I know I'm not being used, and I don't need this, and so on and so forth, and not take any action for it. Even if you're aware about it. So with Pluto being over there, it suggests that it would be wise if you can address it at that point of time. Now, Saturn has been there in your chart since 5th October 2012, and she carries on being there till November 2015. And Saturn, like we all know, she's a feminine energy and she's all about discipline. She's about heavy duty responsibility. She's about lessons to be learned. So, for the next 2.5 years, the mommy planet, yes, Saturn is a feminine energy, and even though it has all the characteristics of a male planet, but she's a mommy planet who's going to be sitting at the back of the house and she's going to be watching you do things, and she's going to be giving you these raps on your knuckles and telling you that do things the right way. And this has to do, especially your ninth house is about learning. It is about teaching yourself. Rather, you need to be rebooting your system and you need to be learning things again, Pisces, as to how it is, the not just the values or notions that you've grown about love, relationships, life, money. They all need to be sort of rebooted and you need to be starting on a fresh slate. And Saturn is going to be making you go on a quest to learn more about yourself, to learn more about. I think also through travel, your mind is going to be expanding. There's going to be this decent amount of travel that is there, which is nice. I think it's going to be sort of quietening the restlessness in you. And Saturn is going to be teaching you to be not tolerant and compromising, but I think it's going to be teaching you how to handle difficult situations, and it is going to prepare you, Pisces. Saturn lessons are normally about preparation. They normally make you stronger, so it will make you go through a bit of a challenge. It speaks about how the dots are joined. It speaks about long distance traveled. It speaks about the experiences gathered while venturing out, the thrill of travel. It speaks about searching for the truth and higher meaning. And Saturn is going to be giving you the wisdom to know that you did things the right way, that you tried your best. So these are the lessons that I think for the next 2.5 you're going to be going through. Interesting, and like I said, Saturn is a planet of action. It is not the place where you sit and you contemplate and you plan and you think and you say, all right, maybe someday I'm feeling bad, I will do something about it. But Saturn pushes you. It will push you, Pisces, whether it is with your consent or without your consent. It will take actions on your behalf. So overall, it looks like a good year for you. I think you will be braver than the last year. You will be taking some hard decisions, and a lot of broadening of the mind, Pisces. On I think more acceptance from for people from different cultures, different backgrounds, accepting more others' point of view. You're going to be more tolerant mentally. It's not just going to be superficially. So it's I would say, an interesting time for you. So have a great January. I'll see you again in Feb. And thank you so much for watching.